Hello everyone and welcome back to To Be Hero X episode 2. Last week I started this show kind of on a whim. I started the show because episode 1 had come out. I had seen some people saying like it was phenomenal. And then also I was planning to do Lazarus that day, but then Lazarus turns out it comes out later in the day than I thought it did. So I was like sitting there waiting for Lazarus to come out. And I was like, well, I might as well check out this other show. And I did it. I did episode 1, and it was crazy. It was great. It was really good. So I'm really curious to see where the show goes. Now, something that kind of blew my mind was, like, people told me, and I found out, like, looking it up after as well, it's gonna be a 2-core show. To me, this was crazy because I saw the episode, I saw the quality of the animation and everything that went into it, and in my head I was like, okay, so it's gonna be like 8 episodes. Like, that was just in my head, that just made sense. It's just like, oh, it's got a fast pacing, it's got crazy animation, it's got like this like complicated, there was an actual word I was looking for, type of art style that and like it switches art styles and it's got like some great directing to it. I just thought like this is a sort of thing that like a limited series has, but no, this is a full show. So yeah, I'm really keen to see this because that's a lot of episodes, and I mean, I feel like it can't keep up that quality for the whole 24 or whatever episodes it is. But if it does, that's gonna be incredible. But yeah, I'm excited to jump into this. Now, I think, like, also, this series is probably gonna be about, like, the competition, like the hero competition or whatever. And if that's the case, if it actually ends up being, like, I don't know if you'd call it a tournament arc, but some sort of, you know, competition game thing that's going on, I'm really excited about that because I really love like tournament contest arcs in series. I always think they're a lot of fun, and so yeah, I like, if that's what this series is, that sounds awesome. So like, I'm just more and more keen to get into this. But the crazy thing was, we ended the last episode with a bombshell, this insane twist where he comes home and he finds Moon dead on his bed. I don't know why, like, I don't know what happened there. It's terrifying. But I'm looking forward to jumping into it. So let's make sure to support the video if we can, liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel. All that stuff helps me out a lot. And you can go to my Patreon account in the description below if you want the full-length reaction, as well as you can get early access for certain shows, exclusive videos, lots of other great stuff for both this channel and my Jent Watches One Piece channel. So go check out all of that stuff. But let's jump into To Be Hero X episode 2. Of course they do.
If I can't have you, I'll make sure no one.
Okay. So this is a guy that. Whoa! OP? Ooh, look at that. Oh, we did see the OP, didn't we? We saw it last video at the end, right? Oh my god, it's so cool. Oh my god, look at that guy. Yeah, I remember Hatsune Miku there. It's a wild OP.
Moon started out as a travel blogger. She loved her life and her freedom. Thanks to them, Moon gained the power of teleportation.
Ah, cool. Yeah, so you get powers based on like being famous enough people believe in you, and oh my gosh, that's cool. I like this art style, it's cute. I don't want to learn about Moon now, though. I'm gonna like her more.
Since first meeting, the entire world has been clamoring for them to get together. Well, folks, the wait is over. Nice.
Well, now I'm sad. Because now I like her more just from that little intro.
Oh, this feels too good to be true.
Yeah, I knew they were gonna do that. I was ready for that.
Where is she?
What? What happened?
Was it all just a dream?
No, did someone clean up the body? What?
She looks fine now.
Or is this a dream? Like, what fucking, what?
I should say good morning. Hey.
No.
What? No.
She's a different person.
Oh, now we're gonna learn more about her.
We can both stop acting.
Yeah, here we go.
Where is he then?
Oops.
Well,
So he's dead, and you bought a new one? Why do you insist on torturing me? I already told you I am done!
Oh my god.
But I have. For 3 years. I'm done playing girlfriend.
Good news. You won't have to do it for much longer.
Oh?
The fans have been eager to see you take on a new role.
Wife? Oh my god.
What?
Oh, you'll just be making it legally binding. Actually, you already did practice.
of course. A deal's a deal, right?
Like hell it is. Screw your contract. Burn it!
I'll give you some time to think it through. I'm putting this floor on lockdown.
What?
Door opens when you agree to the marriage.
Hey!
Don't worry.
Oh no.
You can tell.
You people are hell-bent on pissing me off. You wanna... Well, here she is. Your wife.
Oh! She's
So this is
even more beautiful.
I didn't think it was possible.
I like the messy look.
She's even cuter than
Yeah.
We are not marriage. I want freedom. Just watch me rip this life.
Well, the animation is still amazing, so.
I know.
What?
What?
Okay. And this. I've always hated that.
It's like she's trying to turn him off.
It's a bit.
You're different from him after all. His perfection had a major side effect. Everything else had to be perfect too.
That's interesting. What the heck was that for?
Be yourself. You don't need to be nice.
Aw. Yeah, this is good.
Just being myself. That's what you wanted. Here it comes.
There you go, look there. They found, she found out
Still pretending that
he's not as much of like a, you know, a shoo-in for nice.
Look alive.
Maybe they can actually be compatible. But what if she dies now? What was with the death?
Why can't you teleport away from this place?
Only somewhere you can see?
The believers want us to be together forever.
Oh.
Ours are to reflect that. My
Oh.
portal can only ever lead directly to nice.
What?
So, then, did you ever have feelings for nice?
Since the day I started, always has been.
I see.
Her saying always has been while holding the laser gun, like the
Still have to
meme.
answer my
Always has
question.
been.
I like that name much better than nice.
She actually likes him. She didn't like nice. She liked him. She likes him. At least right now. It would take her a while to like fully accept that she likes him, I think, but.
Good night, Moon.
Oh. 1 month later. Yeah, she hasn't accepted it in a month.
Can't ignore this. Burn my contract, or I'm gonna hang myself.
Oh my god.
Miss J. She knows that you won't do it.
Oh my god.
They'll develop feelings for each other, whether they like it or not.
This is a fucked up plan from Jay. Oh, that's cute.
Didn't know you were a creative guy.
I worked in advertising.
Mm.
Grown. Clients were demanding. But I like solving puzzles.
He would have got into that
It needs a
job wanting to be creative,
said
and
you had
then
tough
corporate would have crushed him.
Your promos? I wrote them all.
So that's how you were able to answer that question on the game show.
He wrote all of them?
Thank you.
I owe my whole life to you. Please marry me.
1 week later, oh
Be
my
my
gosh.
wife.
Of course.
For those in the back and those with
Well,
shoddy
they
Wi-Fi,
did it.
It finally happened.
Those with shoddy Wi-Fi.
Yes. Now we fans can finally excel. I am Jent.
Oh, here's, yep. The guy from the start of the episode.
It's none other than Nice's nemesis, Rex.
Whoa!
Nice.
Wait, hang on. When he's saying it's you that I want, is he saying he's saying if I can't have you, no one can? He's talking about nice? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's a good twist.
I'm the one you're after, right?
She's too loud.
She's too loud.
Where have you been all this time?
Here I come.
It's cool that she can always teleport just to him. That's a good concept.
You not them. You don't know. Then tell me.
Usually the
Bad guy attacks the girl and nice beats down the bad guy. We're reversing.
He's completely off script. What is that idiot doing?
Great.
Do you think you might want to give the whole marriage thing a try now?
Oh, it broke as soon as he
Let me
said
fix
that.
Since I'd be the perfect husband, obviously you wouldn't turn me down. But what if a third party swooped in? We're too perfect. We need something tragic.
It's certainly more compelling than just.
I don't know how to sever you from me for good.
There's always the option to kill her.
Oh my, oh,
Hit the nail on the
quote unquote kill
A
her.
good tragedy would. We can set up a wedding and kill the bride on the spot. It'll be a riveting moment.
I was just trying to push back the marriage.
Finish the job. You can talk as long as you want, okay?
You stay out of this. We need
Oh my god.
Now no one will
Wow, this looks sick.
speak. It's nice.
What are you talking about? I'm right here.
No. I can tell the second you opened your mouth.
Yeah, he's a true fan.
That I know.
Finally ready to get to work.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Ready?
Talk now, or your girlfriend will pay.
He's serious.
Aww.
What's up with him?
He's just a big fan slash in love.
The freak has lost it. I'll send other heroes to clean this up. You two, get out of there now.
Holy shit.
He's my nemesis.
You idiot. Ready for something of his caliber.
This is just another puzzle.
Ooh, I like
Don't
that.
worship me, Miss J.
I like treating the battle like a puzzle. And the art style switch. Hell yeah.
Hey, let me help.
Art style. This is such a cool art style. Oh my god. Just fucking bonkers. Oh my god. I really like the way her power works. It's really fun to watch. Holy shit. Whoa, nice. Like literally nice.
You aren't nice. That wasn't his punch.
Aww.
I would know. We used to be best friends.
Ah.
Heroes was a dream we shared, yet the scripts painted us as total opposites. Miss J, it's been a while.
Oh
When do you
no.
think you'll need?
Not now.
Do you think I could fight nice next week?
No could do.
Oh.
Recipe.
Just could never spend any time with him anymore.
I was focused on you,
Whoa.
not about me.
Now, is this one actually real?
The plan worked. I'm not hurt. It's a blood pact.
Okay. I mean, is that true or is he lying?
I know my attitude was terrible, but thank you for listening to my complaints.
Aw.
So long, Ling Ling.
Aww. Are there people there to see it? Yeah, there you go.
The kid has talent. I didn't realize he was such an actor.
He's not acting. Aw, even she's crying.
That she's free from stress, from hardship, for all eternity.
Comments coming in.
I can finally leave work.
Oh,
This is
can she teleport anywhere now?
At the interview, I asked everyone to pray for your freedom.
Aww.
Your soul to be released.
That's so nice.
to tell you the truth. I'm not sure.
But that means we're gonna be saying goodbye to her. They were a good match.
Perfect. If that's what you want. Good luck.
Aww. I don't think that's necessarily what he wants. Oh, she left the gun behind. This is the dude from the interview, right? Yeah.
Is it possible he knew him?
I mean, also, he might have been scared of the new villain that came in. Oh no, he's figured it out. Because, yeah, he was the
So you're nice.
one view on the article, right?
Who's there?
They only believe the pieces they want to believe.
Is that a fucking
Even if those
kraken?
pieces are lies.
You're who's
Just an octopus. Oh my god! That's terrifying.
And that is their own fear.
Oh my god.
Spotlight's marked.
Spotlight.
How about it? They can try to lie, but through fear your power is undeniable.
This is kind of an awesome
This
villain
moment
intro.
shall mark the death and the birth of a new Titan.
Whoa. The God Eye. Oh my god, that design was crazy. Oh, I haven't seen this yet, right? Hatsune Miku. Really curious about all these characters. I wonder how much I'm gonna like them. I feel like there's a few that already look like I'll like them. Okay, episode 2. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. This show is so active. Like, it's so fast-paced. There's so much stuff happening. I mean, this one was less fast-paced in the first episode. They've allowed themselves to slow down a bit because this one was just focused on like the moon situation and stuff. But even so, it was like I could feel like every scene was like rapid firing, which, you know, there are advantages and disadvantages to that. The disadvantage obviously being there are some moments that they can't let sit for as long as I think they would like to. But I don't like you've kind of got to make sacrifices in every narrative. And so like I feel like this narrative is what they're gaining out of doing that is more than what they're losing, you know. I think the fast-paced nature of the show really helps, especially like with this sort of animation. If you really keep the pace up, it gives the animation its chance to shine quite a lot. And also it does make the moments where they do stop and they're quiet for a moment even more impactful. So like the moment of her like opening the portal and like looking back at him and, you know, asking what he wants and stuff, and they hang on that moment for a bit, and it's like the only moment in the episode really which like fully pauses and lets us take it in. And so it makes those moments a bit more impactful when everything else is so fast. But yeah, this was a really fun episode. Alright. It's crazy because the last episode ended with her dead body in a bed, and it was like, oh my god, who did this? This is crazy. And then at the start of this episode, they go like, okay, I guess it was a dream. And then we just continue on, but it still kind of ends in her quote unquote death. Narratively, she's dead in that, like, as far as we know, she's not coming back in the story. She's left. So she's like no longer a part of this, a part of his life. Like him like crying over her quote unquote dead body, that still means something because he's no longer going to be seeing her, at least as far as he knows. Like that's the end of those two together. And we know that he cared about her a lot because he looked up to her. He has always sort of believed in her. So she is basically still dead. It's just she's not literally dead. It is funny, the idea, like, because it seems like this world is, like, powered, or the powers are powered by, like, trust score or whatever, your trust factor. So the more people trust in you, the more people believe in you, the stronger you are, which is a really interesting concept on its own. And so, like, and like, it even goes so far as to, like, it affects what your powers are. So like her powers teleportation because she was like a travel blogger or whatever. But then once she met Nice, her power changed to specifically always teleporting her to Nice, which is a really funny little gimmick. It's a really funny way to switch that around. I think that's so clever, and I think it really opens up the story to some super interesting limitations on powers, because I think I've said before, like, some power systems, not all of them, but some power systems will really shine based on what limitation do you give to it, right? Not what is the power system capable of, but what is it limited by, and then how much you can do within that limited space, because that is when power systems like blow up and be like super interesting. So like Nen from Hunter x Hunter, one of the best power systems out there, is limited by there's sort of an idea of like conditions, and like to be able to do certain things, you need to be able to give up certain things. And so like that balance is like a really interesting thing of like, what is someone giving up to get this incredible power? But then also it's limited by like, you know, you have to be of the certain class to be able to be strongest within that class. And like there's, you know, there's a lot of, I mean, not Oda. Oda's One Piece. I can't even think of his name right now, but the Hunter x Hunter mangaka loves to put in like lots of limitations on things and makes it really interesting like that, right? And I think that's what makes that power system work. And you have I've talked about Fire Force. I think this is appropriate because Fire Force season 3 has technically started, but I haven't started watching it because I'm waiting for the dub to come out. But Fire Force season 3, if there's like one huge piece of praise I can give to that show, I mean, there's a few praises I can give to that show, but one piece of praise from when I watched it ages ago was the limitations on that power system. Every power has to do with fire in some way. And then, so it's like, how can you make a variety of interesting characters while also having it be like all fire related? And they do it in Fire Force. There's like, they stretch every limitation of like what could fire possibly do, and separate it out into separate characters, which is really interesting. And that makes that power system like really pop. And then you have like something like Mistborn. If you've read the Mistborn series, Jesus Christ, Mistborn is like every power has to do with metal in some way or another. And so it's like either you can push metal, or you can pull metal, or you can use metal to strengthen your body, or you can do whatever, right? So like they like that power system has to be based around metal. And so the limitations of that, like, okay, if you can only push and pull metal, like how do you get metal to do this certain thing, right? Okay, well, if you combine it with pushing the metal and doing this or whatever, right? So yeah, there's like so much interesting shit in these power systems when they allow them to be constricted. So this series being like, you are limited to being believed in. Like it's the people that are limiting you or helping you grow. So like Moon gets more popular by being with Nice, so her power will probably grow, but at the same time people want them to be together, so her power becomes more narrow in scope because of that. There's just like a lot of interesting things you can do to that. So like they showed it through Moon, but I feel like throughout this series we're gonna be seeing some interesting ways that interacts, and I love that potential a lot. But yeah, I just loved getting to know Moon in this episode. Like I was scared at the start of the episode when they were doing the sort of like explanation on who she was properly. I was like, oh no, don't get me to like her more than I already did because you've killed her. But then they like let me spend an entire episode with her and stuff. But it does make me think like, what the fuck happened at the start there? Oh, and also I was on a tangent just then because where I was going with what I was lecturing about is so with the trust factor thing, that's really interesting. But can you imagine if also it sort of worked both ways, in that like if people really don't believe in you or they believe something completely different, it can do horrible things. Like for example, what if people believing that Moon is dead not only, you know, took her power away or whatever, but also like was slowly started to kill her because people truly believed that she was dead. Like imagine if that was the case, because that would be kind of horrifying, like the idea of slowly dying because people think you're dead. That's insane. So yeah, I'm just really interested in the potential of this show. I'm shocked that this episode also looked amazing. Like I was like, okay, let's see if episode 2 is like a massive downgrade, but it wasn't. It also looked amazing. Are we gonna have a full series of this animation? That's crazy. Like, it's wild. Also, by the way, people said that this series was by, at the very least, the director of Link Click, But let me just double check what people said specifically. The director is the same as Link Click. Oh, someone said the director, writer, and creator of it, which that's if it's just director, that's a different thing than if it's director, writer, and creator. Is there? Hang on, I want to see if I can. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I sneezed. So it is written and directed by Lee Howlin. And now I'm going to Lee Howlin on, I guess, on my anime list. I think it is. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, director script for Link Click. Yes, I believe it is the same writer. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense to me, because this series is really cleverly written and like really pushes the boundaries of like of a weird sci-fi fantasy type concept to an extreme, to an interesting extreme. Like Link Click is like, oh, here's a really interesting take on time travel, right? And To Be Hero X now is like, here's a really interesting take on like a superhero story. I think this is awesome. And I'm someone who, I really like superhero stories as well. Like we've gotten to the point where a lot of people have felt a fatigue with hero stories, right? Like because of like Marvel becoming so incredibly popular. People are at the point where they're like, oh, no more superhero movies. There are too many superhero movies. Everything's the same or whatever. To me, superhero is a genre, right? It is its own genre. I don't think like, oh, there are too many romance movies. There are too many action movies, right? To me, it's like, it's its own genre. It, like, this is, you know, it's not like, oh, there are too many, like, you know, if someone was to say, oh, there are too many, I'm trying to think of something, like Die Hard movies, right? I feel like that kind of makes sense for fatigue to hit that more. But to me, superhero is actually like a really broad genre, even though people don't feel like it is. I think it's a really broad genre. Like, I feel like the movie The Dark Knight and the movie Avengers Infinity War and the movie My Hero Academia, you know, Two Heroes or whatever, like those are all extremely different movies. And like Into the Spider-Verse is a very different movie. And the original Spider-Man, like the original Raimi Spider-Man movie is a very different movie. Like all these movies to me have such like vastly different feels to them, even though they're all superhero movies. So I think superhero is like a genre, and like I understand like the idea of feeling fatigue if you just watch like, you know, them over and over again, especially if that's like, you know, if you're the kind of person who I only go to the cinema for big events or whatever, and most of the big events are superhero movies. Like, the problem is you're not watching enough movies, I think, in that case, or you're not watching enough media. But to me, I watch like quite a decent amount of media, I feel like, and I also just at heart I really like superhero stories if done in a way that connects with me, you know. And if I ever get to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't really want to watch any more superhero stuff right now, then I'll just stop watching it. Like, I just won't watch, you know, like I haven't watched a lot of the more recent Marvel movies, not because I don't necessarily love Marvel movies, but because I haven't really felt like it. I haven't like had a craving for it. But I think I will continue, you know, like when Avengers Doomsday or whatever comes out, yeah, I'll probably watch that, you know? Like, I think that sounds like fun. But I don't like force myself to go like, okay, there's a new Marvel movie, I better check it out to see if this one's any good. Well, to be say, you know, with saying that, I did see the new Captain America, but that wasn't my choice really. That was my family. I went with my family. So yeah, like that's a bit of a different thing. But anyway, point is, I like superhero stories, right? My Hero Academia is one of my favorite shows of all time, because I think it's like one of my favorite takes on a superhero story ever. And so like I'm really excited for this show because it seems like a superhero story that is going to be simultaneously a subversion while also being an interesting hero story, right? Because I'm gonna say I don't want to shit on media. I don't like talking about shows and saying like, and this is why this is bad or anything. I just don't like doing that. I don't think it's productive to the media ecosphere or whatever, for people to just be like only talking about things that they hate or constantly be talking about that sort of stuff. So I just try to avoid it because it's more fun to talk about things I like. Anyway, but I want to, you know, make a bridge here to like superhero subversions have become like quite popular. Where they're kind of subverting the tropes of superheroism and stuff. And I've found most of the time I like it for a bit, and then I'm like not as huge a fan of it anymore. I'm not super interested in it. So like, you know, The Boys is like kind of a superhero subversion, right? You know, oh, it's heroes, but heroes are actually like a really fucked up society and stuff. And it's like I really liked that show to start with. And like now I didn't even watch the latest season, I don't think, or I watched a couple episodes of the latest season. And I don't dislike it. I still like enjoy it. But like at the same time I kind of go like, yeah, but it's still like, oh, look how fucked up heroes are. And I don't really, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know. I know they're fucked up. And it's not the show's fault, I don't think. I'm not saying like, oh, the writing of The Boys has gone to shit or anything. I don't necessarily think that. I actually don't have a strong opinion of it because I didn't really watch it properly. But I just think like, you know, the subversion tends to not work for me as long. Kind of the same thing with Invincible. I think Invincible has, and I don't do reactions to these shows on my channel. I mostly do anime on this channel, which is why I did some The Boys reactions and they didn't do very well on the channel. But Invincible is another show that I was keeping up with, and the latest season, I haven't finished the latest season. I think I was maybe halfway through it. And I think genuinely, from what I was watching of the latest season, in terms of story quality and character quality and stuff, it was kind of doing some of the best stuff that it had done. But like a lot of my least favorite stuff was like the subversions of hero stuff, or like, you know, the stuff where it's like, oh, this is how messed up these character abilities are if you make them more realistic feeling and stuff. And like, so like I watch it and I go like, okay, I can understand, like I know that this isn't, like, subverting the genre doesn't really work as well for me, because I watch it and I go like, oh yeah, that is really fucked up, and then I go like, but I didn't enjoy watching that, so why did I watch it? I can recognize that it's really, really well done and clever, while also being like, but I don't think it's enjoyable to me. So what I'm saying, you know, why did I just go on a tangent to talk about The Boys and Invincible? The reason is because I think what To Be Hero X seems to be is like, it's sort of a subversion in that it's like a superhero society or whatever, but the heroes are just, you know, regular people, and they're getting powered up by the people's belief in them, which is like, you know, a metaphor obviously for popularity of celebrities or whatever, giving them more power in the world. Like, you know, there's lots of metaphors you can take out of that, but it is also like literally powering them up in this universe, right? And I think it's making a comment on, you know, on the idea of idolizing people and stuff. You give them more power and then suddenly like what they do seems like it's right. So it's a subversion in that these heroes aren't necessarily just plain heroes, right? But what I also like about it is it feels like it's also a hero story. Like the main character does feel kind of like a hero to me. Also, so far, and I'm probably going to eat my words on this, so far, Nice, from what we've seen, doesn't seem like he was like a bad dude. And the reason I say that is because I feel like there's like a Homelander effect sometimes, where when a series like this will start and there's like that perfect hero, the point of the show is to be showing that like not only was he not perfect, he was actually a piece of shit who was putting on an act, right? But I find it, personally, I would find it way more interesting if he's not a piece of shit putting on an act. He's just like a dude, but he was like still genuinely trying and still was a genuinely nice guy. If, you know, a bit boring. He just might have been a bit complex, but a bit boring. Like, what's her name? Moon said that he was a bit of a perfectionist. And I feel like if anyone is going to know her a bit more closely, it's going to be Miss J and Moon will know kind of who he actually was, I feel like. And also, the guy we saw, Rek, right? He was also theoretically his best friend, right? And Rek and him seem to be laughing a lot and having a good time. Like, they seem to be nice with each other. I just feel like, I think in this series, Nice was a genuinely really good guy. And he kind of deserved to be a hero. He was just like sort of complex and probably, you know, burying some emotions deep down or whatever. But I think he was genuinely a good guy, which I feel like is a subversion on the subversion. Like, I feel like the show, in going, oh, he was so nice, is actually trying to get us to subtly go like, well, he must have been a piece of shit because of stuff like Homelander, you know, because of stuff like Omni-Man from Invincible. These characters that like, oh, they're the Superman type character, so they must be evil in this story. But like, I think it's really interesting if the direction they're going with this is just Nice was just a good guy, and it sucks that he died. So yeah, anyway, I think this story will work more for me because it's a subversion of the stuff I want to see subverted, but it still keeps the hero parts that I want it to keep in the story as well, which I think is super interesting. That's kind of like what My Hero Academia is as well. My Hero Academia is more traditional hero story than subversion. There's a few subversions in there, but it more plays it down the line of a genuine hero story. But when it does subvert stuff, it's stuff that I genuinely want to see subverted, and I think is really interesting to see subverted. So that's why I really like MHA as well. But yeah, anyway, that is To Be Hero X episode 2. Thank you for joining me. I hope the discussion wasn't too nonsense. I hope I didn't like go in circles or say things that didn't make any sense. But thank you for watching. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos for both this channel and my Jent Watches One Piece channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.